Alright, what's up y'all? Dan back at you with another video. Today we're going to be talking about another one of my favorite weapons in the game, Parasite. Now if you don't know what Parasite is an exotic heavy solar grenade launcher that fires one worm. That worm can do a whole lot of damage depending on how many stacks of what is called Worm's Hunger. Worm's Hunger is the exotic perk that allows you to gain stacks of damage for every kill you get with the weapon stowed. For every stack you gain, the radius of the worm's explosion is also increased, along with the damage. Now, depending on your radius to the worm and the stacks you are at, you can stack damage from the worm to your other weapons. This perk is called Worm's Byproduct. Worm's Byproduct, which then also grants a 10-second damage buff to your other weapons, simply allows you to kill things faster and get back to a Worm's Hunger times 20 faster. This overall benefit of always having your character build towards one of the other in regards to solo ad clearing potential and major boss burst damage is huge in content across all the game, including master content. Now I won't suggest using it inside of most damage scenarios where a linear is much better suited due to the length of damage phases. However, when paired with things like Lumina, burst supers like Thunder Crash, Blade Barrage, Nova Bomb, the burst damage can be unmatched. What makes things even better is pairing it with another amazing weapon that is all about high burst damage. A recombination sniper like Succession or a recombination slug shotgun like Heritage, both from the Deepstone Crypt raid. Now with the recent news about Deepstone Crypt getting craftable weapons next season, I can see enhanced recombination being the absolute perfect choice to pair with this weapon. I mean, it already is. Recombination times 10 grants one massive shot just like Worm's Hunger does. Pairing the two on top of Worm's Byproduct buffing non-parasite weapons with a damage buff allows for what I call the ultimate gameplay loop. When majors, ultras, and bosses show up, you send your favorite worm buddy on an adventure and chunk whatever it is you're fighting. If it doesn't kill it, simply switch to Succession or Heritage with those 10 stacks of recombination and finish it off. Now if you were close enough, you'll also be taking advantage of Worm's Byproduct bonus as well. Now this is not taking into account any debuffs you may be running like Void Weakening or buffs like Radiant or Phantom Might, or even team buffs like Well of Radiance or Ward of Dawn. So you can now imagine a team of these would absolutely demolish most things in their way. Now I know what you're thinking, but hear me out. I've used this in many master ways to much success. Everywhere is not a more traditional damage scenario. This loadout works great. Now, if you're doing Oryx, War Priest, things like that, sure, keep linears. But pretty much everywhere else, I can see this being a fantastic loadout. Just grab your favorite elemental weapon like a Solar, Void, or Arc primary, pair it with the auto-loading grenade launcher mod on boots, and then just give it a shot. The more you invest into the gameplay loop, the better it gets. My personal favorite build currently is on Solar Hunter with an unrelenting incandescent callus mini tool. If you pair it with elemental well mods like elemental armaments, melee well maker, bountiful wells, and Phantom Might with elemental time dilation, gives me almost always uptime on Phantom Might and Radiant, always walking around with a major damage buff that both increases my solar SMG damage, my recombination shoddy or sniper damage, and of course my parasite damage, which also takes advantage of both Radiant and Phantom Might since it's solar. This makes anything that would have survived previously make sure it doesn't survive now. Now the only downside I found is the steep learning curve to shooting Parasite. Its velocity and distance can be pretty bad at times. Sometimes you can overshoot it, undershoot it. Sometimes you can just straight up kill yourself because you got too close with a times 20. Sometimes you can miss entirely. However, once you learn how to actually master Parasite, you as well would appreciate the gameplay loop that is Parasite. Hopefully this can get you to explore the gameplay loop that is Parasite. It's been one of my favorite gameplay loops. It's been one of my favorite weapons, one of my favorite exotics ever since it came out back in Witch Queen. If this sounds like something you want to try out, if you have any questions about it, feel free to come by the Twitch stream. Feel free to come by the TikTok stream and ask about it. Feel free to leave anything in the comments. If you have any other suggestions to the build, or if you want to have your own spin on the build, I would highly suggest leaving it in the comments. I would love to hear what you think about it. Hopefully this can help you out. I've been enjoying this content a lot. It's been nice to get back into YouTube. I'm trying to at least get some monthly videos out there. We are trying to focus on pushing for YouTube partner in the next year. So your comments, your likes, your views, your shares, all that really helps and allows me to keep wanting to make YouTube content. So with that being said, thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, a positive rating is very much appreciated. And until next time, we'll see y'all very soon.